Hey folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to the anime review. Today we're looking at episode 19 of March Comes Like a Lion, second season, or Three Gods Who No Lion. Now, this should be a short review only because there's nothing I have to go into super analysis with. Like, I don't have to go into little detail here and there for anything. It was a very calm episode. The beginning had a little bit of drama, and even the ending part had some drama, but it wasn't super complex. I don't really have to talk too much about anything. So the beginning was an interesting thing where we have Hina going to the farm where her friend is, and they're interacting once again with each other. It was very nice and touching to see these two friends who are so close and deal with so much stuff and similarities to kind of reunite with one another. And I love the scene where they were talking with the little puppies, and the puppies were like, because no one could hear the animals talking in the show, but puppies are like, come on, play with us, play with me. That was so cute. I really love that. But it's also kind of bittersweet because at one point the friend got sick and had to go and just lay down for the rest of the night. And lo and behold, I almost think that's kind of an excuse so this way she would kind of just be able to relax. More so than anything else, though, as the mom tells Hina, in a thing, for her to get better, she's gonna have to interact with animals, then interact with people older than her, and maybe eventually she'll be able to get with everyone else her own age and stuff like that. And if you guys don't understand that, maybe because you just don't understand why it's like the process they're doing, it's because especially for younger kids, when they're bullied to a very harsh extent, it kind of destroys their perception of who to trust. And, as someone who got bullied myself when I was younger, it took me a long time before I trusted people my own age. Like, adults I trusted because I was like, oh, I was always a little more mature for my age when it came to, like, social interactions. But the thing was that people my own age, used to betray you and all this other stuff. So for her, she needs to like reenact with society and kind of like understand it again, if that makes sense. It's really weird, but it's a good way of talking through things because you get to see animals. She like this girl said, you get to interact with animals. You get to see how how happy it is, kind of raise them and kind of get that serenity from raising animals. And then talking to people older than you because they've already been around the block. They're not going to, hurt you if they're people that are close by it, mind you. Don't just talk to random strangers, obviously, older than you. But if there's people in your family or people that you could trust and they're older than you can talk to them and they would understand your pains because they probably went through something like that or have an idea of how to go through it. And then, eventually you start settling back into society. So it was a bittersweet thing, but what was really cool about it, though, is that you could see that Hina understood it, and her sister was there for her to calm her down, and they took the train, and it was just more so that moment that hey, at least your friend's doing good. And I thought that was really sweet. And then from there, it just was chaotic, goofy, silly stuff where they're running a summer shop where they sell sweets and all that. And you see them having tons of fun doing it. It's just a blast. Ray was even involved helping out too. And I was surprised. He was actually doing some cool stuff. Like he was like, oh, here's how you roll the change. Here's how you do this. He was working his ass off. So that was kind of cool. I was very surprised by that. And even though Ray then says he's never done that stuff before, I'm like, dude, you look like a master, man. Even the girls were impressed by it. That's pretty cool. The second half of the episode continues the sweets up until, I want to say, like near the end, where we see the bully of Hina's friend reappear, and they're talking about summer school and all that, to talk about just in general what they're doing. And what was interesting was the teacher who had kind of involved himself to stop the fight between Hina and this girl, at least to try to stop it, had this long discussion about his past life with this girl, and told her he understands. He goes, you're going through something of anxiety that you just don't know where you are right now in life, and it's causing you to be conflicted. It's causing you to lash out at people around you. And he goes, just keep fighting for what you believe and keep fighting to the point that you'll get used to it at one point and you'll be able to understand this and that. And once you fully understand it, you'll get past it. It's a very, I don't want to go super into detail with it because it's like a very wordy thing. But I loved how he phrased it because nonetheless, it's very true. Because when you have anxiety, sometimes that does cause you to lash out. And bullies too. I know a lot of people don't believe this, but bullies, they used to always say are jealous people. They're like, oh, you're only a bully if you're jealous because you like something that person has. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, that's the case. Is that a bully, even besides just being an asshole for doing that, actually is jealous of you and will lash out to you because they don't understand what you have, or they don't understand something about you that is so different from them, so they lash out. So it's interesting to see that perspective, and I think that was kind of cool. This teacher, he said that was the last time that he's going to be her teacher, her homeroom teacher, and I'm like, I think if he was around more often, I think for the most part she would be cured a lot of ways, or at least be on the road to that. But hopefully instilled something in her that maybe will change her as time goes by. And then we go back to Sweets at the very end to kind of end the episode on just a nice, sweet note, which is ironic. But I love this episode. It was very, like I said, it's very calm, relaxing. It wasn't really super anything that you really need to like zone in and be like, okay, am I missing something here? No, it's not like that. So it was kind of cool. Very curious what next week will bring, and I'm hoping you guys are too. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this week's episode. As always, guys and girls, if you like my reviews, think about hitting the like button. I said likes button. I guess same thing, right? Like button, subscribe to the channel, and share the video around with everyone. And check out my Patreon too if you want. I'll talk to you guys later. God bless you all. I have a slew of other reviews today. They will be coming out probably in a couple minutes. At least 2 of them will. Actually, no. Citrus should be out in like 10 minutes. Darling in the Franxx will be out probably in 20 minutes because both of those shows, I watched already Citrus as of recording this, and I'm watching Darling in the Franxx currently. So they'll be out in a little while. And then I'll push, I think, Ancient Magus Bride till probably later today. So I'll have that out tonight. I'll talk to you guys then. God bless you all. Bye, everyone.